Good morning, folks. It is Friday. It's Friday, everybody. We have made it to the end of, I dropped something. We have made it to the end of the week. Thank goodness. Sometimes you're never sure. You and I are going outside. You and I are going outside after I'm done with all this morning, okay? We going out because you got your nails clipped yesterday. So we going outside after this and we gonna play, okay? I'm gonna wear you out today, Heidi Mae. Good morning to you, Antoine. Good morning to you. Good morning. Now, we talked about this the other day, but I want to put this up. I put this up again as a reminder that in America, studies say now you need to at least have $400,000 as a couple that you're bringing in a year to be able to easily afford childcare for 2 children. And this is why people are not having babies. Because why would you have babies when you need to make a shitload of money just for childcare? Just so that childcare doesn't absorb the bulk of your income. Because housing is taking the majority of it. And so if you have children on top of that, man, you in a bad way. If you have children on top of that, it's a little involved. So, you know, I am not surprised at the drop in birth rates and the programs that the federal government is introducing. You know, we give you $1,000. We put together this fund and shit. None of that is going to get people to have babies. None of it, because that ain't no money. Hey, Living Life. Hey, Dr. Joe. Hey, Scorpio girl. Good morning to you all. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. But that's why people aren't having children. It's not economically feasible to have kids anymore. I remember when I was having babies, and I only have 2, right? We only have 2. Good morning to you, Shadow Band. My grandmother was keeping our daughter, and we only had to pay $60 a week. $60 a week. That was it. So I can't imagine paying thousands a month for childcare. This is before you've paid your mortgage or your rent, bought any groceries, any clothing, paid any utilities, that you are literally paying a mortgage for childcare. Hey, good morning, Teresa. That's crazy to me. I couldn't do it. That's why I understand why young people are not having babies. Economically, it doesn't make sense. If I'm already struggling to keep food on the table to keep myself fed, why would I have kids? Don't make sense. Hey, Winston, good morning. Good morning, Kiara. Kiara, you know, I still have not done my daggone drumbeat videos. I'm going to do those today. I still ain't did them. I'm slipping and sliding, and that's unacceptable. Because that's consistent money. I'm slipping and sliding. I got to get it together. At the height of our childcare costs, you were paying $1,900 for a 2-year-old and an infant. That's crazy. That's a mortgage. That is a mortgage. Hey, sincerely, good morning to you. That is a mortgage. That's a mortgage. I'm with you. I'm not paying that type of money for childcare. That's nuts. That's a lot of money. But we do it because we need to do it. Not sure on that post. Harvey, I'm not here for everybody to agree with everything I said. And if you're incapable of understanding sarcasm, you're not my kind of viewer anyway. You can scroll on, take that finger and keep scrolling up the live. Unfollow me, and then you don't have to worry about seeing my videos anymore on your For You page. If y'all looking for somebody that's going to do everything that makes you feel comfortable, then I'm not your girl. I'm not your woman. I'm just not. And I'm okay with that. You need to be okay with that. Sounds like you're not okay with it. I'm okay with it. I don't have to be liked by everybody because I like me. So it's just that simple. You say both my kids just enrolled in Montessori school and I got one of the best on the sliding scale. That's awesome. That is awesome. I used to pay $1,100 for 3, and that was 10 years ago. Wow. Yeah, working opposite schedules makes sense. Oh, they want the money up front now. See, back in the day, we didn't have to pay up front. You paid after services were rendered. They wanted $2,300 a month, and they were closed when the schools closed. Oh, hell no, not for that type of money. Good morning, Valerie. But I get it. I didn't even realize that childcare costs that much these days because I haven't been having babies. It's okay, Harvey. Harvey, you don't even have to kick rocks if you don't want to. My point is, I don't do everything. Nobody will do everything you do that you like. Nobody will. And if they do, they posing and they performing for you. But it's because it's not even statistically possible for somebody to do everything you like. The whole point of the video was to garner emotional reactions out of people to get them to talk about a subject. I succeeded in doing just that. Folks didn't catch the sarcasm. That ain't really my problem. That's not my problem. Because if anybody know the hood, you already know the hood got a lot more tolerance and understanding than people realize, but it is what it is. Good morning, Ali. Good morning, MGD. Adore you too. Hey, Abby. Good morning. Good morning, lady. Giselle, you said your girls are 29. Listen, I know you glad that you ain't got to be worried about that daycare either. Listen, when I got out of daycare, hell, when my kids were old enough to get out of daycare, I was like, oh, God. Oh, God. I was so happy. Now, school aftercare wasn't too bad. You know what I mean? School aftercare wasn't too bad. But that damn, okay, I'll make sure to remember to throw in the beloved. Look, I be trying not to do that a lot. Because people be like, beloved. The city just crazy now because I have to pay someone else to watch oh yeah, but you have to pay somebody else to watch your kids because you know why? See, this is the thing. If government really wanted people to have children, this would be, I'm gonna tell you what my policies would be. If I ran government and I was trying to implore people to have kids, one, I would raise the federal minimum wage. I would pressure Congress and say, listen, if we want more Americans, we have to raise the federal minimum wage. And I would want that wage raised to like $15, $20 an hour, at least for federal minimum wage. Then on top of that, I would give paid maternity leave for a woman that is sponsored by the government for the first year of their child's life to 100% match their salary that they were making before they went on maternity leave. That's government. That I would do that as a federal government. Then I would give men 6 months of paternity leave, right? They get 6 months of paternity leave so they can be there, but they got to be there. Be there helping to raise that baby. Be actively engaged in the raising and the care of that child and to support that woman, hold on for a second, in her recovery after giving birth. If that man either don't live in the home or don't have no relationship with that woman in a way that would prove that he would do that, then he don't get the paternity leave. He don't get the paternity leave. Bree, you can't say communism doesn't work, beloved, because you don't even know what communism is. I just know it. Americans don't know what communism is. Y'all don't even like democracy. So it's funny that y'all say communism don't work because democracy don't work for y'all clearly either. Block, like the fuck? I don't waste any time talking to people that don't understand how their own government works. I don't do that. I don't do that. So later for that. But I didn't know it was costing that much at a daycare for fucking kids. No wonder people ain't having kids. It's too high. It's too expensive. They love to say, Shadow Man, that communism doesn't work. You know why they say that? Because the people in China, listen, no place is perfect. No country does everything right. But guess what? They supporting their people. They supporting their people. Now, does China have poverty? Absolutely. You got impoverished portions all up and through China. All up and through China. But there are also many programs and things available as well. I'm tired of Americans specifically, thinking we got the best system on earth. What's wrong, baby? Why you whining? Look, Heidi whining this morning. Y'all didn't see Heidi online yesterday because she had a doctor's appointment yesterday. And y'all know Heidi deals with a lot of anxiety. It don't take much. She's a creature of habit. She got to have a routine. I swear my dog autistic. She got to have a routine. When you break her routine, it throws her off, right? You have to follow the same routine. So yesterday she had to go to the vet and honey, she wasn't having it. You say Clinton gave away the farm? Yeah, literally. Yeah, you're right. And the thing was, we had a lot of programs under Bill Clinton And Clinton left office with a surplus. He left office with a surplus. Like, I want to tell you about something. I've read this morning. Did y'all know that Minnesota has lost 1,300 farms in the last 2 years? I didn't know till I read it this morning. 1,300 farms that Minnesota possess has been lost. Literally gone, kaput. Those farms have had to go out of business. And you know they're small family farms. You know they're small family farms. And the big corporate ag farms, they love that shit that these small family farms go out of business. Because then they're able to swoop up that land. Hey, Carla, good morning. Yeah, and the private equity firms and all that stuff, they love hearing that those farms, hey, what are you eating? Stop going over there picking up wood. This fucking dog, trying to take over from where Rusty left off with her love and infatuation for fucking wood. I'm like, hey, yo, I have no desire to go to the vet again for them to be digging all up in your cavity. Like, she getting on my nerves. I'm like, enough. But again, farmers voted, they keep voting for Republicans. Farmers continue to vote for Republicans and wonder why they continue to lose. That's why they continue to lose, because they continue to vote for a party that doesn't care about them. Republicans don't care about the average American. They care about business owners that can put money in their pockets to keep them in jobs that they don't want to do. They say, I'm reading this article was published, it was published this week on the 25th. And they say that applications for $12 billion in USDA bridge payments opened up this week. But farmers say it will only cover a fraction of the losses due to trade wars. Exactly. Government is not able to buy their way out of this shit. It's no way to do that. Government cannot buy farmers out of this. Not trading with the world has consequences. You're right, City Life, they're voting for whiteness, but that's why they're going to stay poor and struggling. That's why they're going to stay poor and struggling. America as a nation has prospered so much due to diversity. Y'all know what I saw this morning? Hold on, let me find the thing again. I think it was a bulgogi po' boy. I want to be clear. You're not going to get that nowhere else but in America. Nowhere else in America are you going to get something like a bulgogi po' boy sandwich. Only in America. Because America is a fusion of all of these different cultures, customs, and people. You're not getting that nowhere else. America is the only place you're going to get that. And folks need to stop pretending, right, that it's possible to get that somewhere else. No, it's not. No, it really is not. We are a nation. We're a melting pot, supposed to be a melting pot. Hold on, I want to make this smaller. We're supposed to be a melting pot. We're supposed to be, but we're not, because people too busy being upset. Man, listen, hold up. I got to find the thing. Hold on, I'm going to find the thing and read it. Because when I saw it today, it's this guy. He's Vietnamese, right? And he's down there in New Orleans, and he runs a restaurant, right? And he has a fusion of like a Vietnamese accent, but also a New Orleans accent, and it's all fused in together. Real talk, it's all fused in together. And I just don't understand. You're not going to get that experience anywhere else in America. You're not getting it nowhere else. That's and get this. The guy, he runs a restaurant where he sells mostly like New Orleans type food with a fusion of like Vietnamese stuff, but he sells pho once a week, only once a week. And he says it's only once a week because it's a pain in the ass to make. It takes a lot of time to make good pho. Absolutely possible. Absolutely true. Hey, Teresa, good morning to you. But you're not going to get this experience anywhere but America. Imagine pho and Cajun food. Where you getting that? Except in America. So when all these people talk about they don't like immigration, yes, you do. You do. You just don't like being poor. But you're also too scared of chicken shit to do anything about your poverty situation because your poverty is caused by your own fucking government. That's what it's caused by, your government. Because your government works for the oligarchs, and the oligarchs want to keep you pinched, because if they keep you pinched, I'll tell you like this. Back in the 80s and the 90s and the early 2000s, you know why so many people created businesses? You know why? Because they had more extra income. Like you pay bills. I remember there was a time, oh my God, crawfish fall. I can only imagine how good that tastes. There was a time where we could get paid, pay our bills, and still have money in our pockets. It was nothing. It's just over time, it became less and less money in your pocket after you got paid. And then eventually, when you got paid, it wasn't even enough money to pay bills on that one paycheck. So you needed every paycheck you brought in that month towards paying bills. And if you were lucky, you had money left over. Folks don't understand. I remember working a job, only making like $35,000 a year, having an apartment, a car, go on vacations. That shit was possible for us. It was. We just allowed consumerism and capitalism to continue to drive prices up, and it made it so hard to survive on your own. You can't survive on your own anymore. Quiet is kept. It's hard to survive with somebody now, because the cost of living is so expensive. I told my daughter today, we were talking when I was on my way to taking her to work this morning. And I said, listen, I don't have any desire for you or your sister to move out. None. Because quiet is kept, it's expensive out there. Y'all can't afford to live out there. Y'all can't afford to live out there. You can stay here at home now, but you're going to have to pull your weight now. I can't be taking care of you in here like you ain't got no job. We can't do that. You're going to have to pull your weight. Okay? But it's too expensive out there in them streets to get your own. But back in the day, shit, people can move out of their parents' house and just rent a room for $50 a week. You can't do that now. You can't do that now. I read something yesterday where a lady said a hospice tech, lost her food stamps and got evicted from her apartment. She couldn't afford a place to live no more, and she couldn't afford food. That lady is living with her. She said, she's living with me. We doing okay. I'm not saying it because I need anything. You know, she was making clear. I'm not saying it because we need anything. But understand, if I wasn't here for her, she'd be homeless on the streets with a job. It's a lot of homeless people that work every day on the street because they can't afford housing. And America want to say it's the greatest nation in the land. Trump just sat up there this week on the State of the Union and said America's doing great. It's making all this money because he doesn't care about the regular working class American. He only cares about the oligarch class. And rich people are making a lot of money right now. If you're rich in America, oh, what a time to be alive. Because you're making money and the government's making sure you get to keep the bulk of it. That you don't have to pay taxes or any other things. Yep, the American rich are having a great time right now. You and I, on the other hand, we get crumbs. And that's not okay. And I want to remind y'all that Congress ain't working for you. They're not working for you. I keep telling you, none of these things can be done by Donald Trump without the support of the Republican Party. Congress could have stopped the trade war the same day it started. Congress didn't do it. You know why? Because Republicans agree. They want you poor too. You know why? Because their rich benefactors want you trapped in low-wage jobs. Congress ain't on no break. Congress still working. Technically, Macau, Congress has still been having hearings on other shit that they want to cut and take from you. Donald Trump's a great distraction because you don't pay attention. You don't even know that that that's happening because Donald Trump is the perfect distraction. They're working. Yep, Lex, just not for us. Oh, they working. They working, but not for the American people. They don't give a fuck about you. They just want to make it harder for you to live. Because see, understand this, and I told y'all this before. If all of your energy is focused on survival, then you ain't gonna pay it. You don't have time to pay attention to people stealing from you. And that's the whole goal. Yeah, that is the whole goal. You can't even pay attention to what they're doing to you because you trying to keep a roof over your head. That's what. You trying to keep food on the table. You ain't got time. You ain't got time. You're focused on that and they know it. You're in survival mode, right? And survival mode means all hands on deck. That's why they do it. They keep you pinched. They keep you scared. They keep you stressed. And I told y'all before, stress kills you. These people know what they're doing. So then they stress you out and take your health care. So even when you're not feeling well, you can't even go to the doctor. You just keep going to work, keep going to work, keep going to work. And then one day your body finally gives out, right? One day your body finally gives out because why? You never got no rest. You never got the medical care and attention that you needed. They know what they're doing to you. They don't care. So my question always is to everybody, what you going to do about it? Because you know what they're doing to you. And they can only do these things if you don't force your government to do the things for you. Y'all watch all these other countries fight their government and make their government do shit. And in America, y'all sit back like, somebody need to do something. We are the somebody. There is no Captain America coming to save America. That's not happening. That's not happening. I told y'all that America, what did I tell you early last year? I said, America gonna fall because you don't want to lose your couch. I told y'all. I told you. I said, you don't want to lose your couch. So America gonna fall. People was being too nice to folks and not wanting to tell people, listen, that shit you talking is stupid. That doesn't make any sense. Good morning to you. Oh, you want me to talk about the 6-month enrollment? Okay. So a couple of things. So somebody asked me, who is this? Shadow Band. So y'all know that JD Vance and Dr. Oz made the announcement the other day in Minnesota about, what they were holding up there with funding. And then there's this whole thing about the 6-month moratorium on the Medicare new enrollments for medical equipment and stuff like that. I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to tell you what I think is happening. What I think is happening is they're taking something away from folks. And the thought is you'll forget that you used to have it. And then they'll take it away, what they claim temporarily, but that shit ain't never coming back. I told you Donald Trump needs the money for his immigration fight. So they're taking all your money to use for immigration and this Board of Peace shit and all this other bullshit. The ballroom that will never be built. They're never going to build that. I told y'all you can't build a ballroom of that magnitude in 4 years. It's impossible, especially on sensitive land like the fucking White House. I told y'all, him ripping down the East Wing was a big fuck you to America. Fuck y'all. I don't give a fuck about no White House. I don't give a fuck about this country. That's what that was. That was a big fuck you to all of us because that was our house. That's not his house. No, it's not even a bunker, Lex. It's not. Trust me on this. Nothing is happening over there because he fired the company that he had hired because he didn't already have paid them to do other stuff they had did. So he fired them and the man is now suing because they never got paid. Trump is a scammer. He doesn't pay his bills. Right. This is fucking grifting. That's all this ever was. And then Democrats, if they come back and get in power, they have to clean up the mess like they always do that Republicans create. That's what it's always been. That's what it's always been. Like, I'm going to show y'all some more mess that's happening. Hold on, let me show you. I saw this yesterday. Look at this. Matter of fact, I think I made one. Okay, I did it like this. Look at this. I saw this story yesterday, right? All of this shit is grifting because the whole goal, like same thing with the moratorium, take it from you and keep it from you because we want that money, honestly. Now, you see this story that came out yesterday. The Trump administration is telling Florida it will not reimburse Florida for the construction costs of Alligator Alcatraz. So essentially, the people of Florida paid for that. Yep. As if you didn't already need the money that your state, you already needed that money because ain't no FEMA, see? Ain't no FEMA, see? So when bad shit happen down there, right? When bad shit happens down there, guess what? You on your own. You're on your own then. You're going to be on your own. I don't know why people keep falling for this bullshit. Trump doesn't pay his bills. He don't pay his bills. So now they're saying, the federal government is saying, listen, even if we give money back, it's only going to be for operational costs. It's only going to be for operational costs. So in a nutshell, the people of Florida, y'all asses got scammed. And if it were me, I'd be looking at the governor going, motherfucker, you owe us some answers. All of the senators for Florida, you owe us answers. All of the Congress people for Florida that supported this shit, you owe us answers. Because my tax dollars are going to be used towards Alligator out. They were already used, and the money not coming back. Oh, DeSantis stole money too. That's what Republicans do. They steal a lot of money from the state of Florida, and the citizens of Florida don't seem to care. The ones that keep voting for them don't care. But I'm going, something's got to give. So millions and millions of dollars spent in Florida to do this bullshit. Folks running down there to take pictures with it, looking like fucking clowns. And they clown ass also paid for it. I'm telling you, your elected officials use your government as a damn ATM, as a cash register. The ATM is open for everybody rich and powerful. But when you come up to the ATM and you need something, oh, ain't no money for that. Ain't no money for that. It's money for it. They just don't want to give that money to you. That's all. But it is money for it. For sure. It's money for it. It's just not money for you. Kathy, shut up with your bad bill ass. Get the fuck out, bitch. You want somebody to care about what the fuck you talking about? I don't. I boot smacker. I don't even talk to them. Boo bitch bye. I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but you sound ill-informed. Well, I am trying to be disrespectful, Gary, and you're ugly. Get the fuck out. Block. See, I'm not like y'all. I'm not nice. The fuck? I'm not trying to be rude. I don't give a fuck. I was. The fuck you mean? I'm not trying. That's like somebody saying this. I ain't trying to be rude, but your dress ugly. Yeah, you must not know about me. I was born and raised in the DMV. Say it again. Meet disrespect with disrespect. Sure do. That's why I told you I don't treat MAGA better than they treat me. Get the fuck out of here. I match energy. I match energy all day, every day, and twice on Sunday. Now MAGA can say it's rude and it's mean, well then change your behavior. If you don't like how I'm treating you, then you should change yours. I don't know what to tell you. Now, I want to remind y'all this morning, don't forget, we do Freebie Friday over on Patreon. Following the live here on TikTok, I do an uncensored live over on Patreon. This morning, y'all, we got a couple of things we're going to cover. I'm going to tell you a couple of things we're doing. We're talking about some American history stuff. We're talking about a 65-year-old woman that called into C-SPAN talking about her struggle just to eat now that Trump is back in office the second time. We're going to go down that Thomas Massey hole one more time. I got something that Tucker Carlson is talking about. Y'all know I don't even like Tucker Carlson, but even Tucker Carlson see what's coming. Catch that part. We're going to talk about the male loneliness epidemic. Not that I care about it, but I want to explain why they're going to stay lonely. Ladies, I want to tell you this. Okay? I'm going to tell you this. Make them suffer harder. The men who aren't worth your time, make them more lonely. They're not lonely enough yet because they still too sassy. Make them more lonely. They too fucking sassy. I'm telling you, I see the shit online and I be like, oh no, you motherfucker, you still sassy. Make them more lonely. We're going to talk about Howard Lutnick and Epstein Island because I got something about that. I got something about private schools and a certain segment of the population using your tax money, funneling to private schools, religious schools at that. A board of priests breakdown we're going to talk about. We're going to even talk about the group Anonymous because where the fuck they been at? So we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about Mitch McConnell. Something about ICE deployments so y'all can understand the even bigger game with Trump and his ICE deployments. Okay. Then the Mexican president, she had something to say about the violence that's happening in Mexico and the cartels. And she said America got a lot to do with it. We're going to talk about that because she said the quiet part out loud. Oh, and I wanted to mention that we got another one. Another person has stepped down. The president and CEO of the World Economic Forum has stepped down due to the Epstein files. Oh, and another thing about the Epstein files. The Department of Justice has locked the Epstein library to the public. So now you can't even go in there no more. You can go in and retrieve anything. They made it so you can't get access to nothing again. But ain't no cover up, they say. Oh, it's locked now. It's locked now. I told y'all. I'm going to tell you one of the reasons why it's locked. Hold on, because I downloaded this one this morning and laughed my ass off when I saw it. Because that I feel like this is the reason why. See, they want to move on from the shit. They want to move on. They're over it. They want to move on. Don't let them move on. Don't let them move on. Because that's what they want to do. They want to move on. No, we're not moving on. We want answers. We want answers. And we deserve them. Yep, Trump said, stop talking about this shit. But you know what will probably make him talk about it? If we start talking about his ankles again. And that bruise on his hand. Because he willing to talk about them Epstein files over his fucking ankles. I just want to be clear. I just want to be clear. That's a certified way to talk about it. Or Barack Obama has to play into his game and be like, man, I hope people don't want those files because I'm in there. And then that triggers Trump, because Trump hate Barack Obama. He want to be Barack so bad. He hate him, but he love him at the same time. Trump is one of Barack's biggest fans, right? One of Barack's biggest fans. Okay. And so I am interested in seeing, if Obama did that, what would it be? How would it turn out? Man, Trump will release everything because he'd be so mad. I don't give a damn. Release it all. Mr. President, if we release everything, it might expose you. I don't care. Barack says he's in the files. Release them. You know what it's like, see, Mandy? You know how I see Trump's love and infatuation for Barack Obama. Y'all remember Brokeback Mountain? And remember when he was like, why can't I quit you? That's Trump. That's Trump. That's Trump. He is so infatuated with Barack Obama. He's so infatuated with this man. I'm telling you, I love that movie too. But listen, Trump can't help himself. He's addicted to Barack Obama. He's addicted. Yeah, it's almost like he wants Obama for himself. It's like, damn, Brandon, you say I'm infatuated and you're ugly. You've been blocked. Cut the beard. Because we know up under that beard, we know you're not giving nothing under there. Get out. I've already blocked 3 this morning. I don't have no problem blocking y'all. Fuck y'all. I'm that person. I'm not a nice liberal. I keep telling y'all, stop coming in here talking to me, expecting some nice liberal to, well, I'm going to bring you up on the panel and we're going to talk about our differences. We're not. Fuck your differences. I don't give a shit. Be different. Who gives a fuck? Still going to be poor. Still ain't going to have no side teeth. I don't care. They want so much to talk about it with folks. Let's talk about it. For what? You don't want to talk about it. You don't want to talk about it. You want to fight. Not doing it. And they only want to fight girls. And these same men wonder why they can't get women. That's why I said, ladies, make them suffer harder. Make them suffer harder. They're not lonely enough yet. Uh-oh, I got a violation warning. I've been restricted for 10 minutes due to bullying. You gotta love TikTok. I don't care. That's also why I do Patreon. Don't forget, if you want to join me on Patreon this morning for Uncensored Live, click the link in my bio. Come on over to Patreon. We do a freebie Friday on Patreon on Friday. Oh, no, that's not Oracle. That was happening before then. That's the direct result of constant reports from bot accounts because they mad that I'm saying the quiet part out loud. I know I hurt his feelings because he know that he wasn't that cute before he grew that beard. I'm so tired of them. They grow a little beard and get all sassy and shit. Calm down, sir. Calm down. A beard does not make you more manly. Cut it out. Like, what are we doing? Now, I want to ask y'all something. Did y'all hear about what happened yesterday with Square? Square fired 50% of their workforce yesterday. That's why I'm trying to tell y'all, these rich people don't give a fuck about us. They fired 50%, half of their workforce yesterday. 4,000 people lost their jobs yesterday. 4,000 more people are without employment so that they can make money. Right, but Trump says the economy is doing so well. Then my thing is, how come those 4,000 people lost their jobs? Now, Square is now called Block, right? They're now called Block. And they let go, like I said, half of their employees. Why? Some of it's due to AI. Some of it's due to restructuring because, they want to keep profits high. But guess what happened after they fired 50% of their employees? Guess what happened? Their stock shares went up 24%. So the market said, yeah, thank you for getting rid of those pesky humans, because now we can make more money with you. You see? That's why I'm like, yo. Oh, that's going to happen for people that work for Visa and MasterCard too. Because what did I tell y'all? Public companies, this is why I don't like public companies. Because public companies are constantly focused on growth. They have to be for their shareholders. So if they're always thinking about growth, right? If they're always thinking about growth, then they're always going to make decisions that constantly keep them like this. And the quickest way to keep going like this is to get rid of people. No problem, Dakota. To get rid of people. That's the quickest way. Because the money they save from getting rid of people, they reinvest back in. And they just keep going up and up and up. They know what they're doing. Yep, shareholders want money. They want returns on their investments. And when they don't get returns on their investments, that's when the problems start. So yeah, their stock prices went up as much as 24% yesterday as they slashed their damn workforce. And the CFO says the job cuts would enable it to move faster with smaller, highly talented teams using AI to automate work. I keep telling y'all, see, the CEOs and the big wigs in these companies, they lean in too much on AI. AI ain't got no context. AI has no context. Yeah, I would say they were somewhat bloated. That's fair to be able to cut it 50%. But 50% is too much. I can guarantee you the people they kept, they're going to work them into the hole. Not give them no more money, though. They won't get raises. They won't get any perks and bonuses for being those left behind. That's just the cattle. That's just the cattle that they're going to keep working. And they're going to expect more from them. Why? Because they're going to say, you got AI. Use AI to speed it up and have more work and have more work. That's what it is. Real talk. That's why I told y'all the question I have had from the very beginning. Why use AI to replace the workers when AI should replace the CEOs? CEOs are eating up a lot of money in these companies. And if these companies want to continue to have upward growth, they should get rid of the thing that's causing the most costs and overhead. That's leadership. A computer can do what they do. The computer has the data. So why not them? You know why? Because they don't want to lose their golden parachutes. So those CEOs and those CFOs, they lay you off. They tell the board and all these places, hey man, if we get rid of these people, we can make money. Yeah, but we still paying your punk ass $30 million. And firing all those people was only $10 million. That sounds like bad math. Why don't we get rid of the guy at the top and then feed all his shit into the AI? Oh, that AI bubble's going to burst. It's going to burst just like the tech bubble burst. See, for young folks, if you weren't around during this time, when the tech bubble came around and tech companies were everywhere, everybody and their mama started creating their own tech companies. I'm telling you, at some point, things were like this, but then at some point they leveled off. Same thing gonna happen with AI. Y'all need to push back from having data centers built in your communities. No, tell them that those data centers need to be built where rich people live. They got a lot of land. Rich people have hundreds and thousands of acres, millions of acres. They can build data centers on their lands, poison their waters, make noise in their communities. They don't need to be in your community. Stop letting these people make you think they do. Stop letting these people think that you do. Because that's not the case at all. Now, I want to ask y'all been hearing about that whole Anthropic thing, the company that runs that AI tool that the Pentagon wants to use, but the Pentagon wants it with no restrictions on it. Well, we about to hit ahead with that because Anthropic has rejected the latest Pentagon offer. So countdown to the government labeling them, because the government had threatened them. The government is trying to bully them into letting them use their AI tool with no restrictions on it. That's dangerous. That's dangerous. Because see, I'm going to tell you something. People like Pete Hegseth and Donald Trump, they want AI to have no morals. Because see, you can train those models either to have empathy and morals and understanding, or you can train them motherfuckers to be heartless. They want the heartless models, right? They want the heartless models because the heartless models, don't stop them from doing things that they shouldn't do. I might have seen the movie Eagle Eye, but I got to double check because I don't know. I've seen a lot of movies. Is that James Bond? I think so. If so, I've seen that because it sounds a little familiar to me. That sounds a little familiar to me. But they know what they're doing, y'all. They don't care. I just want to be clear. They don't care. They don't care. They don't care. Oh, you say with Shia LaBeouf? Y'all saw Shia LaBeouf was cutting up down there in New Orleans trying to fight people. That mental illness is real. It's real. And I think he has a substance abuse problem too. Yeah, I think he has a substance abuse problem too. Oh, he got folded like a whole chair, like a cheap ass chair out of Walmart. Like a cheap ass chair out of Walmart. He needs to get him. He has some baggage and some issues that he needs to deal with. And until he deals with those issues, he gonna have a problem. Now, before I get ready to go over to Patreon for the live event, right? For the uncensored event, I want to ask y'all a question. Now, I'm going off on a tangent on something else real quick. Are y'all also enjoying the dragging of 50 Cent by T.I. and his children? I think this is the first time in history we ever saw somebody get jumped in hip hop. Think about it. First time in history we ever seen somebody get jumped in hip hop. He getting jumped by every man in that fucking family. First time ever I ever seen somebody get jumped in hip hop. Literally. He getting jumped in hip hop. I'm loving it. T.I. released another diss track. T.I. not letting up. T.I. not letting up. Not letting up. He like, come for me. I'm right here. Because you fucked up when you talked about my wife, the mother of my children. You fucked up. Then Damani, y'all see Damani released a track. It's like a combination of I'm Sorry, Miss Jackson and 21 Questions. And Damani got bars. Then King released another diss track. And in the diss track, he has a picture of 50 Cent mama on a t-shirt that he wearing. These youngins is built different. That's why I said 50 think he a troll. He don't troll like these little youngins that grew up on social media. These youngins who grew up on social media are different. They are different. 50 Cent is almost 60 years old. I never understood why people thought it was cute and funny for 50 still to be doing the shit that he's doing anyway. He's almost 60. It's like, damn, you almost 60 years old. Your punk ass still on the internet trolling? Man, go sit down. Go sit down. And then Miss Tina, hold up. And I forgot, then Miss Tina doubled down. Miss Tina released another video. She released a video with Tiny in it. That remember Tiny's original video, and then Miss Tina commented under it, and then 50 said something about Miss Tina, then 50 took it down. Well, Miss Tina released Tiny's video under Miss Tina's own account and made very clear, like, we not letting up. Oh, I love that the Dow ain't been above 50,000 since the 12th. I love it. That's what the fuck 50 Cent get. And I'm glad that T.I. and them boys ain't letting up. Ain't letting up. Now I'm waiting for the boy with the guitar. Hell, I want Major to get in on it. Let's get, like, what are we doing? Might as well have the daughters get in on it. Because I don't think 50 understood. That is a close-knit family. T.I. and them, that's a real fucking family. Those people raised their kids. They're there for their kids. And 50 was he is a Trump supporter, why I still don't understand why black people support 50 Cent. I still don't understand why black people support 50 Cent. 50 Cent only cares about his money. And quiet is kept. My biggest issue with 50 is how he treated his own son. Real talk. How he treated his own son. I ain't never watched Power. I never watched it because 50 was the producer. It was 50 shit. I never watched it. And I ain't gonna lie. It was some fine ass men on Power. And it hurt everything in my heart not to watch them fine ass men on Power. No disrespect. But I didn't watch that shit. Mm-mm. Because when it come to 50 Cent, he's a petty bitch. 50 the type of dude, you have a baby with him, a baby with a dude like 50, he'll try to take everything from you when you decide you don't want to be there. 50 is the type of dude that acts like the only time the relationship is over when he says it's over. Man, fuck that shit. That's abusive as hell. That's abusive as hell. That's abusive as hell. But I know he produced it, but I didn't care. But that's why I wouldn't watch it, because he was affiliated. I'm not having it. I don't want nothing that puts money in his fucking pocket. Nothing. 50 is trash. Trash. Basura. I can't stand him. I never understood it at all, people's infatuation with 50 Cent. I never got it. I liked him in the beginning, but then once his character started creeping out, I was like, oh, this is a deplorable ass motherfucker who can rap. No, I'm good on that. I'm good on that. Because I don't really give a shit if you can rap, but because if you deplorable on top of that, I don't give a fuck. I'll give you an example. Keith Murray. Keith Murray, he's a great rapper. He's a deplorable individual. So I don't listen to his shit. I don't listen to his shit because he's deplorable. He old but never matured. Oh, he nice to Chelsea Handler. He loved Chelsea Handler. But had she been black, oh, he would have had a much different way that he dealt with that. Because part of me be feeling like he don't like black women, except when he can use them to make money from them. Oh, I know he dated her because Chelsea thought it gave her street cred to say she dated 50 Cent. It's like, bitch, shut up. Don't nobody care about that. You dated the most deplorable motherfucker around and you want points for that. Okay, let's say something about you, girl. Bye. That's why I was like, I remember when Chelsea was doing that shit. And I'm going to tell you something too. One of the reasons why 50 Cent is mad at Diddy, or he came for Diddy with the documentary, and Diddy is the deplorable motherfucker, always has been. But when we tell you, hey, Vic Jans, I'm acting right now like I got Tourette's. Get the fuck out. You've been blocked. Get the fuck out. You've been blocked. Yeah, you heard that on the way out. Fuck out of here. Nobody give a fuck. You still on my Tourette's video, wilding, not crashing out. That's low self-esteem. I don't argue with people with low self-esteem. But one of the reasons why 50 Cent is so mad at Diddy, that woman that 50 Cent is with, that he had that baby with, she used to mess with Diddy. I know that video was days ago, Dread, but they can't help it. I just continue. Matter of fact, let me check right now. While we're on the live, I'm going to check something real quick because I want to see something. Because they're always crashing out. So I want to see something real quick. I just want to check something. Just want to see one thing. I'm checking something, y'all. Okay, they're still over there talking because now that video is up to 244,000 views. I just let them talk. I let them argue. I let them be upset. I don't care. See, they're looking for me to have empathy and compassion, but I'm like, I thought y'all wasn't supposed to be doing that. So now y'all want empathy and compassion? Man, fuck y'all. That's why I do it. I do it to show y'all said we not supposed to care. So why the fuck y'all care? She so did. He so did, MGD. That's why 50 really mad. That's why 50 mad at Diddy. That's why he's mad at Diddy. Kiara, I just saw one of your comments under somebody else's comment on that Tourette's video. I'm laughing my ass off. The yes, we are shit. Ah, I know they were fit to be tied mad with your ass. Because it was 20 comments after that. Oh, Lord, yes, they was. They was mad with you, honey. Mad. Mad, I tell you. How dare you have an opinion? Ah, thank you, Maud. I didn't even catch Monique. I didn't even see her. Not that rancid dog from Cat Dog. Listen, I don't pay attention to 50 Cent. 50 is trash to me, but I am here for the drama. Now listen, we're going to start wrapping up this morning, but tonight, y'all, okay, tonight, I just want to let y'all know, tonight again, I think we're going to go back inside another, let me see if this is it. No, that wasn't it. Not that one either. Are we going back into another Wayback Time machine this evening? Again, we're going to do some reminiscing and stuff like that because I'm like, we had a good time last night with that. And I found some more stuff where I'm like, you know what? We need to talk about it. We're going to have a good time tonight reminiscing. And tonight we even going into the 90s. Okay? You know, the Coogee sweaters and shit. So let's stop playing with it. We're going to have a good time tonight talking about the 90s. And we're going to do some 80s and some 70s too. But the 90s, oh, what a time to be alive, to be a young person, or just to be navigating through life. Oh, thank you, Shadow Man. Yeah, it is cozy in here. It's nice and warm in here. Oh, you said you were born in 86? Yeah, the 90s were lit. But I don't think youngins really understand. One of the reasons why we still hang on to it the way we do, it was so much fucking fun. It's okay to be seasoned, Miss Lola. It's okay. It's okay. See, you was grown in the 90s. I wasn't grown. So you was having fun. Understand? Some places I couldn't even get into in the 90s, but you could get in. Look, you say, look, City Life say class of 91. Listen, I'm class of 93. Let's get it in. Okay? You say you were born in 95. I feel so young because you are young, beautiful. You are young. Let me tell you, we were having the time of our lives. You heard me. Look, class of 90. Oh, there's a class of 99, class of 79. Hey, Teresa. Class of 93, class of 88, 94, 92, 85. Listen, we remember, I want to remind y'all something. Y'all remember we was around when Freaknik first came about. We don't have, I've never seen the documentary. For what? I already know what that was about. Don't need to see no documentary. And quiet as kept, the documentary ain't really giving you the deal of what that was. Not even. You wish it was, but it wasn't. It gave you a taste, but you had to be there. Yeah, that whole movement, that whole thing, you had to be there. It was a moment. You had to be alive and that age during that time to really understand what that was. You said your uncle ran ATL? Man, listen. Like I said, oh, what a time to be alive. Y'all will never know what it's like to, you and your friends get together and y'all want to go somewhere and do something. So all of y'all got $20 and a car and y'all go and y'all can party all night with that $20. Y'all don't know nothing about that. That was our time where you could get into a club for free. Drinks 50 cents. Literally 50 cents. 50 cents. Y'all don't know nothing about it. So we're going to go back in time again this evening. Yep, when $10 could fill your gas tank. Oh, I remember 112. Don't play. $10. I remember when $10 could fill up your whole fucking gas tank. I remember. Yep, the dollar libations. I remember that too. Yep, Uncle Luke came about. You know who wasn't in those Epstein files? Uncle Luke. Ain't that some crazy shit? Uncle Luke said, listen, I don't do them young. Everybody I mess with got to be grown and consenting. Catch that part. Because Uncle Luke said it's not fun if she don't want to do it. Okay? It's not fun if she don't want to do it. Okay? His skin might be the wrong color to party with him, but he could still wrangle women. But that was the key. It was women. They weren't looking for that. I just want to put it out there. Y'all don't know. Hey, pop that coochie, baby. Pop that coochie. Stop playing with it. Listen, I remember them days. We was just carrying on. You heard me. We were carrying on. That's why I laugh at people my age now, talking to the young people, they should stop twerking all the time. Do you know how much we were humping on things? Stop it. Look, the Tootsie Roll, we was doing the butterflies. We was freaking each other. Y'all remember the freaking? That's what the dance was called, the freaking. Where you just be freaking each other, like, oop, bop, doop, dop, boop, dop, both of you moving your hips, just freaking with your clothes on. Well, I remember that. So that's why I be telling older people, shut up. We have done many of the things that they were doing. We just did it with better music. Catch that part. I'm going to just be honest. We did it with better music because hip hop was at its prime in them 90s, like from them 80s all the way through the 90s and early 2000s. Man, okay, listen, Murray. Great minds think alike, because I was thinking the same thing. Doing the butt, I was just thinking about that because I was about to jump up, but I was like, no. I'm gonna act like I have some decorum. What do they say? I'm gonna hit them with the Adele Given. See, the youngest don't know this either. Am I a fucking lady or what? Y'all will never know the joys of watching. I'm trying to think of the hold up. I can't remember the name of it right now. It's in my head, but I can't remember the Def Comedy Jam. The youngins will never know nothing about Def Comedy Jam. Y'all will never know. That's why I first saw Chris Tucker. That's why I first saw Bernie Mac. No, that wasn't my first time seeing Bernie Mac. I had seen Bernie in other things. But Def Comedy Jam introduced us to a whole lot of comics that we otherwise didn't have access to because the internet wasn't a thing like that. It wasn't a thing like that. But I remember, oh, what a time to be alive. This is why people like us know if we go to a comedy show, you might end up a part of the show. Because we grew up in a time, I remember Joe Torre and Guy Torre, both of them. Joe and his brother, both of them. They were both good, but Joe Torre was what he was going to get you. If you sat close on a Joe Torre, when he out there doing his set, you getting got. You getting got, beloved. You're getting got, beloved. You're getting got. You're getting got. If you sat close, you getting got. Not you had a crush on Sinbad. Sinbad will get your ass too, though. Sinbad was a great comedian. Great comedian. Great comedian. Sinbad was a great comedian. Yep, but you had to have thick skin to go to a comedy show. Because people will call you a sucker to go to a comedy show and then you want to fight. Because the comedians start making jokes on you. You a clown. I love me some Samoa. I still do. I remember Robin Harris. Love me some Robin Harris. Samoa, I'm sorry. D.L. Hughley. I still love me some D.L. Hughley stand-up. Still love me some D.L. Hughley stand-up. I need to watch her Samoa thing on Netflix. I haven't watched that yet. You say Martin got your cousin Hobo Scratch. Damn. Now that made it to the best of DVD. Damn. That was the thing. That's why when I was growing up, I ain't never sit in the front doing comedy shows. Only a fool would do that. Only a fool sits in the front doing a comedy show. Because you going to get got. You going to be a part of the show. Man, especially a Bruce show. You sit in the front in a Bruce show, I guarantee you're a part of the show. I remember Miss Laura. I remember her. You sit in the front of a Bruce show, your ass getting got. Yup, your ass is getting got for sure. For sure. For sure. They're just certain people. Yep, Paul Mooney too. I used to love how Paul Mooney would make people so uncomfortable they would get up to leave. I used to love when he would do that shit. I'd be like, you fell for it again. You didn't have to get up to leave, but he got you, and that's what he wanted. That's what he wanted. That's what he wanted. And Monique used to be real funny. I don't know if she still does stand up, but way back in the day when Monique was larger, she was hilarious. She was hilarious. Monique is still why I watch the Parkers still to today. Oh, Lunel's hilarious. I just watched a stand-up thing with Lunel talking about she for the streets. Laughed my ass off. Lunel is, I'm going to tell y'all a comedy special to watch if you never watched it. Many years ago, Cat Williams had that comedy special that had Lunel, Red Grant, and Melanie Camacho. It was when they all went on the road together. Hands down, I still say that is one of the best comedy specials ever. You over here just real loud over here, sir. Yeah, I'm like, you saw that comedy special? Every time I catch that on television, or if I catch that comedy special is hilarious. Melanie Camacho is slept on like crazy. She's hilarious. Lunel, hilarious. Red Grant, no disrespect. Red Grant make me laugh just looking at him. And I'm not even trying to be disrespectful. He's just one of those people. He got that grin that you already know he about to say some shit that's going to make somebody uncomfortable. But you're sitting there like, say that shit. Say it. And Red gonna say it and not apologize. Cat gonna say it, not apologize. Yeah, Bill Bellamy gonna say it. Bill Bellamy, another one. That if you sit in front on a Bill Bellamy show, your ass a part of the show. He gonna get you. And if you don't want to get got by Bill Bellamy, don't sit up that close. Don't do it. So this evening, we're going to reminisce again. We're going to go back in time. Because again, we were a time where comedians we wanted you to tell jokes that pushed the envelope, we wanted to hear jokes that made people go, oh shit. Then you laugh. Those are the jokes we liked. Well, those are the jokes that we liked. So all of this stuff that people are doing now, acting like, oh, you're not supposed to say that. We're not from that time. Because see, most of us, long before we were adults in the, 90s and 80s, we grew up on comedians like Red Fox, who ain't pulling no punches. Rudy Ray Moore, no punches to be pulled. They never, ever slow walked it and shit. You had to have tough fucking skin. You had to. Folks done got soft, and their softness they're ruining comedy. So comedians have got to be, I like the comedians that refuse to convert. I love the comedians that refuse to convert. They're like, man, fuck that shit. I'm here to tell jokes. And a great comedian makes you think. I miss the old Martin too. He just got old, man. He got old. We all got old. But Martin's older. I don't remember how much older Martin is than me until I see him. And I'll be like, damn, Martin old. And it's because I keep watching the Martin show. The Martin show is fucking hilarious. Still to today. I was watching that episode just yesterday, or may have been day before yesterday, when Martin wanted to know about this guy on Pam and Gina's job, the Walter guy that was always hanging out with them. And then Martin said, no, I'm going to do it. And he decided to go to the shoe store with Gina and Pam. And it turned into hell for him. Then he found the guy and told him, no, you can just come with them. Bruh, I know you're not trying to do nothing. So you can go ahead and be with them. Old school Chris Rock was the bomb. Diggity. When Chris Rock was on his tear with all them different tours, oh, Chris Rock, talk about, y'all remember Chris Rock said, if you want to hide money from a you know what, put it in a book. Listen, you can't tell jokes like that now. You know why? Because people get all offended. He used the N-word. They can't handle it. But I miss that type of comedy. because that comedy was reflective of society. And comedians weren't afraid. I still watch Everybody Hates Chris because I just watched the episode recently where it was Father's Day and Dad and Junior didn't want nothing. And Chris was determined to get Junior something of value that he would like. And remember, he bought Junior the watch only for Junior to find the watch, or somebody gave him a watch like that. And in the end, what he did, he paid the electricity bill. Remember that? And Junior was so happy because Chris paid a bill for his birthday. For Father's Day. So I still watch Everybody Hates Chris. I still watch. That show was hilarious. Everybody Hate Chris was hilarious because Chris, obviously, him and his siblings couldn't do shit without it costing their daddy money. I'm going to tell you who else had bombed stand-up. But his stand-up, again, you got to have thick skin. Damon Wayans. Damon Wayans has great fucking stand-up, but folks can't handle it. They done got too soft. They can't handle that type of stand-up no more. They can't handle it. I love old school stand-ups. The Adele Gibbons, they can't handle it. They can't handle people like that. They can't. They just can't do it. The Wayans are hilarious. They are. And I still watch the Wayans brothers. I still watch that shit. Yittity. You said only black. Patrice O'Neal, he was hit or miss. Sometimes I really liked Patrice O'Neal's set, and then other times I didn't like him so much. It just really depended. I would have to catch a good set because all of his sets I didn't like, but some of them I did. I still watch in living color because I watch it on repeats. Yep, because you can still catch it in living color, syndicated on TV. Cheryl Underwood is underrated. She is. Cheryl Underwood's hilarious. Her stand-up's hilarious. And to all the people who only know her from the talk, Cheryl Underwood, and people say, oh, she always got her purse. Listen, if you have been knowing Cheryl Underwood since back in the day, Cheryl Underwood always had her purse for her. Even when she would come on stage, when she would do comedy sets, Cheryl Underwood was the only comedian that had her purse with her. Because she said she ain't trust none of them motherfuckers backstage to watch her shit. She always been like that. Always been like that. That was her thing. Like, I don't leave my purse back there. I don't trust them motherfuckers. And she'll be saying quickly, these ain't jokes. I'm going to tell you another underrated comedian, Earthquake. What? Earthquake is hilarious. Earthquake makes me laugh till I fucking cry. Earthquake is hilarious. And I like that Chris Rock put him on Everybody Hates Chris. Because I was like, man, it's long overdue for Earthquake to get some love somewhere. Oh, you ain't never heard of Earthquake? Oh, you got to watch Earthquake. Earthquake is under fucking rated. Earthquake is hilarious. He's Arnez J. I like some Ari Spears. Arnez J is fucking hilarious. Arnez J is another underrated comedian. Arnez J is underrated. He is underrated. Arnez J. He absolutely is. Yeah, wrestler, check out Earthquake and let me know what you thought about it. No, Hamburger was another guy. I don't remember his name. Hold on, I'm going to look it up real quick. I know what you're talking about because it was a comedian that used to say, Hamburger. Let me see. I just don't remember his name. But it wasn't Arnez J. Yeah, it wasn't Arnez J. Arnez didn't say, no, Arnez wasn't Hamburger. It was another comedian. He was older. I just don't remember who his name was. Right. It was Alonzo Hamburger Jones. That's who it was. It was not Arnaz J. I distinctly remember because this guy used to wear a hat, like almost like a cowboy hat kind of thing sometimes on stage. And he would go, hamburger. I remember. Jim Carrey had great stand-up too. Because he started off as a stand-up. I remember Shucky Ducky. Mark Curry had great stand-up. Cedric, can I be honest? Cedric was always all right to me. His comedy, okay. But I'm going to tell you what, wrong. Cedric, when they did Kings of Comedy, I'll say this. Cedric's set was funny on that. But the funniest for Kings of Comedy was Bernie Mac, hands down. Followed by DL, then Cedric. They could have did without Steve. No disrespect. Because to me, the Kings of Comedy showed that Steve was not as funny as those other guys. It was glaring. It just showed that, yes, Steve funny, but he not as funny as those guys. Not even. Steve was not as funny as those guys. We could have did without Steve Harvey. It was good that he was the MC because Steve was not as funny as them. And I still watch the Bernie Mac show because Bernie is fucking hilarious. Bernie's hilarious. So I still remember that. So y'all, that's what we're going to talk about tonight. We're going to go back in the way back time machine this evening. Okay? That's what we're going to do. So I'll be back on here at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time this afternoon. I can't wait for us to talk because I got some other great stuff that we're going to go back in our way back time machine on because it's a good time to be able to reminisce about back in the day. What they say, back in the day when I was young, I'm not a kid anymore. The kids don't know nothing about that. All they know is the remixes and some person now doing their version of it and all that other stuff. They don't know nothing about how we was living. But listen, don't forget, we're about to start I'm about to start my uncensored live over on Patreon. If you're interested in joining us this morning, we do a free Friday. That's always just in your head. Listen, that because when I start talking about the back in the day stuff, I start thinking about that damn song every time. I don't know what it is, but every time I start thinking about that damn song. So, and that's why it popped in my head too. I was like, and I just had to sing it. So come on over, click the link in my profile. Come on over. We have a good, like I said, we have a good time on Fridays. We're going to have a good time today too. And I've already told you the things that we're going to discuss this morning. Because again, the mainstream media, they talk about some things, but there's a whole lot that they don't talk about. And they don't talk about it because the people who own these companies and these organizations don't want them to talk about it. Well, I don't work for those people, so I get to. Okay, so give me like 60 seconds because I'm going to put another log in the fire because my fire is going down. Oh, you just heard that song in a movie recently? Yeah, that's an old school joint. I'm going to put some more logs in the fireplace and heat up my tea. And then I will see you guys shortly on Patreon. Listen, I want to stop and say thank y'all for the 81,000 likes this morning. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. We got 150 shares. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. Even with the restrictions that TikTok put on me this morning, you still did well. So I appreciate that. I want to send a shout out to my top 5 gifters this morning as I wrap up. Number 1, handsome Cedric Williams. Thank you so much, handsome. Number 2, Black Tom Jones. Thank you so much, handsome. Number 3, beautiful Kim. Thank you so much, beautiful. Number 4, Miss Beautiful Teresa B. Thank you so much, beautiful. Number 5, beautiful Jessie Renee. Thank you so much, beautiful. And a special shout out to number 6, handsome Kiera. Thank you so much, handsome. Thank you guys and ladies and gents so much for joining me this morning. We're about to get started on Patreon in a second. I'll see you soon. Don't forget, we'll be back here 5 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time right here on TikTok for us to reminisce this evening. I love you all. Don't let nobody live rent free in your head. Don't feed any trolls. And you can accomplish anything you put your mind to as long as you stay consistent. Peace, everybody. I'll see you in a moment.